Hello everyone, I'm going to explain the trades that I took in the morning session. Two sell entries, it was a failure entry for me. I'm going to explain why it was a failure entry, what mistakes I made in the morning session. Just give me a second. I just share my screen. Okay. Uh, I go to the daily candles in order to explain you why I took sell entries today. Price still in the daily fair value gap, so I want to be bullish. But the reason why I bearish today morning is just because price after sweeping this level, after this big expansion move to the upside, price approaches this fair value gap. This is the 4 hours sellers fair value gap. So I like to see it act as um, it's continue to hold and give some reaction towards downside, at least to this fair value gap or to this fair value gap, because these bullish fair value gap get remain unfilled. So I just mark the 1 hour fair value gap aligned with this breaker area. So this is my bias for the day. This is the analysis which I did the day prior. If this fair value gap get ran through, I expect higher prices, or else if it continue to hold, I expect the price to come to this level, at least to this 1 hour fair value gap. That is what exactly happened today's morning. So after approaching this level, I went to 15 minutes where I can explain even further. I just delete this for to give more clarity. So in the morning, in 15 minutes, price come to this 1 hour fair value gap. After come to the 1 hour fair value gap, price give structure shift to the downside and start pushing up. To be totally honest, this is not my entry model. I'm not supposed to take this kind of entries because this bit advanced for me. Um, my perspective was I looking for this fair value gap to ran through, not to go bearish, because price not break the recent bullish fair value gap in order to go bearish for me. So I like to see this two ran through first. But according to my friend perspective, price already take this high and give structure shift to the downside. So he and also the price is in the which area? 1 hour fair value gap. So after saw all those reactions, he planned to go for sell entry. So and I also identified this pattern and start putting two sell entries. So as soon as the price approaches the 5 minutes fair value gap, I like to see this fair value gap to hold, because in 15 minutes you can clearly see this. Mm, this is the fair value gap get ran through to the downside structure shift. I like to see this fair value gap act as inverse continue to push lower, at least to this 1 hour fair value gap. For the whole rally, this should be the equilibrium level and the breaker, whatever it is, it's aligned beautifully to this level. So in long term, I need to be bullish. I know that, but in the short term, at least to this level, I can short according to my model. So I like to see what happened. Okay, so I like to see this area to hold, but it's unfortunately ran through. Once the price approaches this level, start to get rejected. My friend told me to enter. So I entered my first position right here, put my stop loss at this high. And before the price start to play out, my first entry right here, before the entry start to playing out, I put my entry in break even, and it hit my stop and continued to go lower. So I take my second entry right at this point, exactly at this point. So I'm going to clearly explain you in 1 minute. After I see this parallel gap getting hold, we just go to the 1 minute. We went to the 1 minute and see the price action. So our first entry should be right here around this level, and we both hold the stop loss at this point. Before the entry start playing out, we we both break even the trade. Unfortunately, the trade take a stop loss and take this equal high. Then it gives a structure shift internal model. So again, we decided to go for one more sell entry exactly at this parallel gap because this is just a manipulation move. Price into the inside the parallel gap, price form equal highs, give some initial reaction, create a parallel gap, gives a fixed structure shift, invite the immature buyers, solid sellers to get in, then takes them out. Real sweep of the day. Once it gets sweep, price gives the structure shift. There is no displacement, just structure shift. This is the only parallel gap we have in this whole swing. So we both put the stop loss at limit order at this point. Reason why I put limit order at this point. The funny thing is my friend limit order is not activated because he put at the middle of the parallel gap, but I just put next to this candle. I know I don't I'm the reason why I put my limit order right here because if the price comes to this level, it's automatically come and just sweep this area, just sweep and tap this parallel gap, then going should go lower. That is my perspective. So that is why I put my limiter right here and it's executed properly, playing according to my direction. I put my target at this equal lows. This is where the things getting interesting. My price, according to my direction, price played beautifully. I I was up almost 1% right here, but I'm not close the trade. I just wait for this take profit this area to take because I'm very confident with this entry. I just align my higher time frame bias with the lower time frame. Everything so far so good. But what just happened here is uh, once I get this structure, mm, once I get this structure in the 5 minutes, like this fair value gap get flipped, this recent fair value gap holding the price get flipped, and this is a real structure shift in higher time frame. So I put my limit order right here and put my stop loss at this point, and my initial entry, it is here exactly at the tick. It's automatically comes to break even point. So I break even the trade first trade and I put my own limit order, and I like to see this area to activate and going even further. Got it? And I like to see how beautifully this played, right? How beautifully this trade played. Fuck man. It's beautifully executed the limit order. It's beautifully sell off all the way down to my target. So I put my limit order. I break even my first trade. I'm waiting for the price to react, and I totally forget the news. 8:30 news. Today is a big red folder. I failed to remember that. So price just tap my limit order, but end up not executed, and my the current position which I expect to get my take profit was cancelled. I was totally confused at this point. I thought my limit order was not executed, but my take profit in this entry, should achieved in this entry, but unfortunately it's not happened. So I was totally confused for some time. After that, I got to understand from my friend. So my prof firm not allowing news trading. I'm not trading news, but the problem is the limit order executed exactly at the news candle. So once this happened, they the limit order was not executed. Instead, they not only it was not executed, but also they cancelled my current position. That was the mistake happened today. I never knew that before. So this is what happened today. Fantastic trade, fantastic entry, everything is good. The first mistake is I break when my first trade is not good. I don't find any pattern. I don't find anything. I just break even just because the entry started playing out. Before the entry actually start playing out, I put my entry in break even. That's my first mistake. Second mistake, I know that I don't know that I'm not supposed to put entry during news time, and if that was the case, I don't know the kind of rules and regulations. It's completely new for me. So big deal because of this limit order, they canceled my current position. So both entry got cancelled without getting any profits. So this is the day. So I after the trade I was so depressed because it is a really great move. Even though I put my target right here, I expect right here I was little bit regret, not little bit, heavily regret today's because of today's price action. It's okay. It was my mistake. I had to accept that I'm not followed my plan. I shouldn't close my first trade because it was my model didn't told me to close my position. I closed my position because of my friend bias. My friend is not confident with his stop loss, so he closed. That is why we put it in break even. That is why also I am put it in break even. A lot of shit happened today. And after this thing happened, I was totally upset, and I closed the trade, and I closed the laptop, and go for my work. That's it. So bye. That's it. That's the trade recap for the day. So we can do a lot of things in future. Stick with me. Have fun. Peace.